This is the ECJ prompt for week 9. My name's Evan Maddock and I'm here in beautiful downtown Deakin Uni doing my prompt. First thing I wanted to do is have a reflect on the differences between old and new literacies and pedagogies, drawing upon the readings and our own experiences how education is changing. Well, first of all, in my day, literacy was basically you copy what was up on the board, you copy it down, and then you go to play. Everyone did the same thing. There were no groups involved. Everyone did the same thing. It was really quite dull when I think about it. But then again, I did go to school a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. What I wanted to say about it was in that there was no group work for a start. There was no perhaps individualism, and there was no engagement in the text. It was just, this is the text, learn it. Perhaps the only difference was the year 12 that we did, where we actually watched a video, had to engage in a video. This was a big thing. Some stupid one about some Australian one, the Dunera Boys. If you ever seen it, don't bother, it's really a waste of time. But anyway, we had to engage in the text and what did it say and what did it have to say about Australia and the world and the culture and things. Not really my cup of tea, because A, we hadn't really experienced it before, and B, we had to do it as a group. I mean, these were alien things when I did it. These were very, very foreign things. Nowadays, what I'm seeing in schools, especially reflecting on my experience at a primary school recently, on the rounds, of course, they had a lot of group work. Each group was assigned perhaps a small task to do with a text. Unfortunately, I did point out to the teacher that they weren't using much computer work or any sort of literacy involved in video work or anything like that. And she said, oh, I'm not that au fait with it, so we don't do it. Rather unfortunate, really, when you think about it. But anyway, yeah, right now, though, in a lot of other schools, you get this New Times Literacy, or NTL, where students are now designers of text rather than just consumers of it. I think this is an exciting time because now teachers are more facilitators rather than just libraries and embodiments of knowledge. That's really exciting for me because I don't know everything and I'll be the first to admit it. It also exploits the semiotic systems. Oh, tell you what, that was a big thing to try and learn from Ansel and Bull. Quite interesting though. The article was big, but really quite interesting. Had a lot of really good facts in it, I thought. Anyway. How will I be as a teacher positioned to teach young children and future generations these skills? Ooh, tough one. I'd like to think I'll be a facilitator. After all, this is where education is heading, and I think I want to be an educator, so I'll go along with it. What worries me is the fact that perhaps I'm not afraid to use it, but I don't have the savviness, if you will, with the new technologies. I've still to experience using a interactive whiteboard, although I'm looking forward to the fact that the school around the corner from me will be having them soon, so I'll be able to actually just knock on the door and have a look there, hopefully. Yeah, these new literacy skills, New Times literacy skills, I think are extremely valid in this day and age, and so I think, why can't I embrace them along with the students? I mean, we don't know all the answers, and I don't think we should try and know all the answers. As teachers, we should present ourselves as human, not as embodiments of huge vessels of unlimited knowledge. That's just me, perhaps I'm rambling a bit. Flaws and strengths of working these new ways. Well, that's a good question. One of the strengths, I think, is that this relates directly to students' life's world. You use the telephone, you use the text, you use computers, you use email, you design web pages, you use these things every day. It's not like you sort of woke up one morning and thought, yeah, I'll try to send a text on my phone. These are actually things that happen every day. So why not use them and engage them? One comment I saw someone do on one of the vodcasts was the text message that they got had so many shorthand things that they couldn't quite grasp the meaning of it. Now, I can fully relate to that because when I first started texting people, I used to perhaps use longhand, in inverted commas, which worked for me. But when I'd get them, I'd have LOL, WTF, L8R. Well, what do these things mean? And it took a while for me to engage in this new literacy because I didn't understand it. However, the kids these days do. It's easy for them, perhaps, in a way, to relate to it because they use it all the time. One of the flaws, I think, perhaps in this new thing is it doesn't teach the more traditional aspect of teaching literacy. Learning to write properly, learning to read different words, and more critically engage just books. While that in itself isn't a bad thing, I think being able to read and write is kind of important because then you won't be able, if you can't do that more traditional literacy aspect, you can't engage in these other new literacy texts. You can't engage in a text message. You can't engage in a website or a webcam that bloody well works because you can't understand what's being said to you in the first place. You can't read the matter and you can't write it. So yeah, that's where I stand on these kind of matters. I'd just like to say this has been an interesting experience. Getting a webcam that works has been good, and actually looking at other people's has just been fantastic. It really amazes me and makes me want to learn more about this new kind of technology. Thanks very much, and we'll see you later.